Hi everyone, it's Enchantress. I'm here with the flip through. This is part of the big package that my wonderful platinum pixie Amira Deshawn sent me. The angel cards, though, I did give away to a needy cause, somebody who had lost, I think in a fire, a bunch of her tarot and oracle collection. So I sent some things to her, but and I might send this out to somebody too, but I wanted to go ahead and do a flip through of this before I give it away or whatever I plan to do with it. Anyway, it's the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle, and thank you so much for sending it to me. Honestly, trees and feathers, I'm very attached to them as well, and so they both are things that I wouldn't buy, naturally think of getting for myself, but they really do move me. And I think I've had things like tree oracles in my cart many times. I love this drawer. Isn't this so cute? This is cards by Jane Struthers. Let's take a look at the back a little bit. This is to reconnect with the natural world and discover your true sense of self. The beauty of nature. I love nature cards. For the spring, I went out and I bought a couple of flower, kind of oracles. So it's nice to have the trees for the dog days of summer going into fall, at least in the northern hemisphere. But trees are good any time of the year. So let's take a look and see what's inside. So this nice drawer. And it comes, so the cards are smaller, and it comes, tucked away in this little indentation. Let's see what the book looks like. Oh, look, and the backing is leaves, so that is good for fall. Let's take a look. Oh my goodness, I live in Texas, and so I don't get the beautiful fall display that some places up north get, but I did live in Richmond, Virginia for a while, and oh, that fall was so beautiful. And the spring too. I've never seen spring and fall colors so vivid before in my life. So amazing. So this gives you the contents, the introduction, tuning into trees. We are the pecan tree, by the way, in case you didn't know. Texas, the pecan. Some people say pecan, some people say pecan. I think I don't know, I just always said pecan tree. But you guys, remember, I know, not everybody heard that second pile when I went into my Texas accent, but spreads and readings. Past, present, future, so on, so forth. Interesting roots being the root type trees. I like that, how it goes into the right way up and the inverse. The trunk trees are healing. Okay, so the parts of the trees. The leaf is wisdom. Neat. So whenever you find a leaf that's special to you, like in the charms, it's supposed to give you some kind of wisdom. Flower, fruit, and seed is power. Nice, because my favorite tree now, I would say, is the Crepe Myrtle. It's so beautiful. I love the colors, but it's only is only colorful in summertime, which is my favorite season anyway. There's the cherry tree. Yay! My background story is that I was born under a cherry tree, and that's why my name was Cherry. That's part of my fairy story. Just in case you want to know. There's a lot more to it. I'll write a story all about Cherryenchantress one of these days. Actually, on this The trip that I drove home, I was writing it in my head but when I got home, I ended up making this channel instead. Alright, so let's see what the cards look like. Excited. Let's see. Okay. The giant redwood. Ooh, this makes me think of the trees that I got lost in Germany with my little brother. We got lost in a forest, and we're very much little adventurous kids like Hansel and Gretel, and we got lost in these big trees. Black elder. Pomegranate. Cherry. Date palm. Olive. I like these pictures. Apple. European beech. Hawthorn. Sweet orange. Elm. Eastern cottonwood. People coming home from work. Alright, and we have white mulberry. Juniper. My dad sang in an opera called The Juniper Tree. Very crazy, bizarre, new age opera. Holly. Hi, Holly. Ginkgo. Eucalyptus. Hazel. Horse chestnut. Sugar maple. That makes me think of Canada. Linden. The yew. Coast redwood. Big, big trees. Redwood Forest Oak. I like that crown. We got a lot of oak and pin oaks here in Texas. Scots pine. Ash. Camphor. Indian bean. Hornbeam. Silver birch. I'd be real curious to know what all of these mean. Montezuma cypress. Willow. Monterey pine. Is that what we have here? Bristlecone pine. Pipal. Pipal's got flags in the tree. Banyan. Oh yeah, I think I've seen a lot of banyan trees in South Carolina. Very, very tropical feeling there. Sugi. Cedar of Lebanon. I think we have these. Baobab. And acacia. Acacia tree. Alright. Let's see if they shuffle. People always ask me that, and I forget to do this part. So they're kind of thickish, so I would say rifle shuffle would be the only way, really. Let's try the other way. Let's see if we can just... They're not that big in your hand, so that's nice. Yeah, they're not very bendy. I would say rifle shuffle is the only way to do it until or unless they get really well worn. And they don't feel like they're gonna get worn very easily. They feel very sturdy. They kind of feels, one side is just kind of smooth. The other side has sort of, feels a little bit, not texture as in linen, but kind of feels, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, sawdusty. All right. Well, hello, holly, and the juniper tree, and the ginkgo. But you know what I want to look up? I want to look up the cherry tree. But I'll look up holly as well. All right, let's see. Holly, the holly and the... Oh, see, it flipped right to cherry. It was meant to be. The cherry tree is about purity. Cherry Deva message. Think of my beautiful flowers glinting in the sunshine. Imagine them dancing in the breeze to signal the death of winter and the birth of spring. I'm connected with the cycles of nature and can show you how to become one with them. The fragile beauty of cherry blossom is highly esteemed in Japan, where it symbolizes purity and heralds the arrival of spring. In Japanese Shinto mythology, the cherry is the symbol of Konohana Sakuya Hime, the youngest daughter of the mountain god Oyama Tsumi. She is also the main goddess of Mount Fuji, where shrines have been built for her in the hope that she will prevent the volcano from erupting. Cherry tree bark is used in some cough mixtures, while in traditional Chinese medicine, the cherries themselves are considered to have warming properties. The right way up is saying, do not complicate your life with anxieties. Concentrate on the beauty of nature and trust the endless cycle of all living things. Keep your thoughts and intentions pure and honest, and treat others with an open and loving heart. In the reverse, it says, consider keeping away from any substances that you know are not good for you, and especially foods that are highly refined. If your life is lacking in joy, try to take pleasure in the simplest things, such as the beauty of a flower. That's easy. So let's see what holly says, and then we will be done. Holly, where would holly be? Not a leaf, a berry, trunk. I think maybe towards the end. I should figure out how to look each one up. Holly, it's not a fruit or seed or right. There it is. Holly's message is truth. Truth. No wonder it came out. Truth says, with my sharp-edged leaves and scarlet berries, I am one of the most easily recognized trees in the forest. I have powerful associations with spirituality, and I represent the truth. Let me support you in your own quest for veracity. It is partly the holly's red berries that link it so strongly with Christmas. For centuries, red has been considered a powerful dispeller of evil, so the berried branches of holly combined decoration with spiritual protection. No doubt the spiny leaves were also thought to help keep evil spirits at bay. The wood from the holly is white and finely grained. It is commonly used as a decorative inlay, and sometimes also make parts of musical instruments. The dried leaves of some holly pieces are drunk as a tea, while others are used as emetic or ceremonial stimulant. When it's upright, it says, do not let yourself confuse fact with fiction or rational thought with wishful thinking. This is not a good time to indulge in fancies and idle dreams. Listen to your conscience as it guides you toward honesty and truthfulness. And the inverse, in your striving to be fair and honest, there may be times when you become blunt and tactless. Try to combine your desire to honor the truth with the need to consider the feelings of others, becoming more diplomatic in the process. I like that. Yeah, and truth is an interesting thing. For me, it rings like a bell. And in this line of work that we do, a lot of this stuff doesn't seem very logical, and it doesn't seem very practical, and sometimes you question it. And I think it was today or last night, I listened to Liz and Charmed Intuition. I got a tickle in my throat. Does that mean something? And she was saying, when your intuition, she should know, right? Because she's Charmed Intuition. She said your intuition is about when you receive a message and it makes you feel really good, like you have a good tingly feeling. If that message comes to you and you have some kind of bad association with it, somehow it feels negative or it makes you feel down, then it's usually a false intuition. And I thought, oh, that's, I think I intuitively knew that already, but it's good to hear it in the context that she put it in. It was just very simple and straightforward, and that makes sense. Like those moments where you jump to conclusions and then you feel like the floor is gonna open up and swallow you whole, because you start adding things up together that equals something terrible in your mind. That feeling right there, that's not your intuition. That's like something playing tricks with your mind, because there are, for some reason or other, we default to the negative. And so we do have to kind of constantly remind ourselves of the positive, of the good in our lives. And so it's important to do affirmations and, if you can, meditate. I mean, whatever it takes. A lot of us don't want to take the time to meditate or do some of the work, but I promise you, if you do at least a little bit of the work to help sort of reprogram your brain to default on positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts, then you'll have a lot better chance of manifesting the things that you want into your life. So it does take a little work. You can't be lazy about it, and if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. It's not something that you could fail at. You just have to just keep trying over and over again. It just takes a little bit of work, a little bit of practice, and finally you'll get it right. You'll get to that point where, and then there'll be months that go by, you don't do anything, and you start to slip back into old patterns and get negative again. You just have to reapply it again. So it's just like most habits, you have to keep it as a habit. If it falls away, then you just reestablish it again. That's all. You don't beat yourself up for for messing up or anything. It's fine. It's just a work in progress. We are learning every day. Anyway, so those are just some thoughts that came into my mind, and I hope you like that on this flip through review. But I know a lot of you out there are kind of like my subscribers who follow me, and I just feel connected with you as kindreds, and I wanted to share a little extra insight anyway in my point of view. And so please feel free to check out the rest of the channel. Look at all my pick cards and the links in my description box and the tabs where you can see playlists and things that I post in community and stuff like that, if you like other things besides flip throughs. All right, see you guys later. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.